John and Chrissy Michael here of Long Long Honeymoon, #LoLoHo, coming at you with another episode of the LoLoHo Show. Today we're going to talk about a nitty-gritty RV camping topic, and that is how to successfully back up a travel trailer into a campsite.
Dun dun dun.
If you got a towable RV, you got to learn how to back it up. And for a lot of people, this is a very intimidating task. And in fact, I think a lot of people either buy motorhomes or don't go RV camping because they're afraid of what might happen when they try to back up a travel trailer.
Yeah, we've met quite a few people who have flat out said, I would love to have an Airstream or whatever kind of travel trailer, but I don't want to have to back it up.
So after doing this for several years, we have developed a routine that we go through every time we need to back up our Airstream into a campsite. And at this point, I am absolutely, completely confident that I could back the thing up into a shoebox if I had to. So what we want to do with this video is impart some of the lessons we have learned and tell you what we do when we have to back up our Airstream. And maybe this will give you more confidence when you go out to back up your own rig. Now, first of all, it's pretty much a two-person job. At least it is in our experience. You need to have a partner or a friend, somebody out there, an extra set of eyes, looking for you to see how your rig looks as it backs up and to see how it's positioned with regard to buildings, trees, people, fire hydrants, all sorts of things. Yeah. Safety is an important consideration here because
that's number one.
We've heard some horror stories of terrible accidents happening, people backing up their rigs into campsites, and I'm talking about accidents in which people have been injured and or killed. So that is obviously a worst case scenario. If you are the driver and you're in the tow vehicle, you always need to make sure that you have accounted for your partner outside. So safety first. Always account for other people, anybody that might be helping you. If you're on the outside of the rig,
never stand directly behind the rig. Never stand in the path of the rig backing up. If that person accidentally hit the accelerator instead of the brake, you want to make sure that you are to the side of the rig so that it would miss you completely.
Right, and I think the way to approach this safely is you have to assume that some things might go wrong. I mean, like if you're on the outside, assume that there's going to be a mechanical error or that the pilot is going to make a mistake in backing it up. And communication is very important. So whenever we're backing up our travel trailer, we always use Walkie Talkies. In fact, here are the Walkie Talkies we use. Here, turn on my trusty Walkie Talkie. Hello. Why Walkie Talkies? Well, it's not just because we want to sell you a set of walkie-talkies, which we'd be happy to do. We use walkie-talkies because cell phones are not always reliable. With cell phones, you have to dial your partner, you have to get a reliable connection that won't drop out, that is solid, and you don't want to accidentally hang up, that sort of thing. We just had all sorts of issues with cell phones, and cell phone service is not always reliable. We sometimes camp in remote areas where there's really not good cellular coverage. So walkie-talkies work everywhere. They work in the United States, they work in Canada.
They're also louder than a cell phone can be. I don't know about you, but if you're standing outside of a diesel pickup truck, it's pretty loud. So a lot of times, even if you have your phone on speakerphone and you've got it at full volume, you're not going to be able to hear very well what's going on from inside the cab. So walkie-talkies are a good bit louder.
It's instant, it's just faster and better. We keep Sanyo any-loop rechargeable batteries in our walkie-talkies, and so there's pretty much always a good battery charge there, which is very important because you want it to work when you pick it up.
That's right.
And we keep our walkie-talkies just in the glove box of Seymour, our truck. So the first thing we do is reach for the walkie-talkies. Now let's talk about approaching the actual campsite.
Do the scoop, baby.
There is a technique that we always use when approaching a back-end campsite. And one of our videos on YouTube discusses this technique and demonstrates it. We call it the scoop.
And we'll put a link to that video in the info under this video so you can go back and reference that.
The point of the scoop is to slightly scoop your rig towards your destination campsite as you drive past it. And what happens when you do that is you alter the angle between the tow vehicle and the trailer. When you start backing up your rig, you will get a better angle of entry for the trailer. And I've found that we can get into some really tight spaces using this scoop technique. Doing a little scoop. This is our patented backing up maneuver.
So at this point, Sean has driven past the campsite with the scoop. I have exited the vehicle, and I usually walk around the camper to make sure that there aren't any sort of obstacles that we need to be concerned with. If there are, then, you know, I sort of keep my eye out on those. But I walk around to the back end of the campsite, and that's when I start giving him directions.
And one thing we've learned is that the terms right and left don't really work when you're backing up a trailer rig. We speak in terms of driver's side and passenger side because there's no room for confusion there. Of course, when you're backing up a trailer rig, the rig will react in an opposite fashion to what you might expect. You turn the wheel right, trailer goes left. You turn the wheel left, trailer goes right. And it's something that probably for newcomers is perplexing and is what makes this particularly challenging. But what happens is, as we're backing up the rig, Christy is telling me passenger side, driver's side.
Straight back like that. That's good. That angle's good.
I look over my right shoulder, and for some reason I've noticed that my brain does the translation better when I look over my right shoulder, and that's just what I'm accustomed to. But if I look over my left shoulder, it throws things off for me. Like it shouldn't, but it does. So in this routine, I look over my right shoulder, and we start backing up, and I make small incremental movements to the steering wheel.
Okay, you want the rear end to be more towards the driver's side.
I'll say you need to be closer over on the driver's side. So he knows the driver's side of the vehicle, whether he's looking straight ahead or looking back at the rig. The driver's side never changes no matter which direction you're looking in. Same thing with the passenger side. I might say you should be over a little closer on the passenger side. You need to be over that way a little more. So he can adjust for that without having to think right or left.
There you go, that's awesome. You can come back a little further if you want. Okay, stop.
Because if she was saying right or left, she'd be translating, is it her right or my right or her left, my left? So just driver's side, passenger side is a system that works well.
Yes.
Go slow.
Very slow.
Don't rush this process.
Don't go feet at a time, go like inches at a time.
Because when you're rushing, your mistakes are amplified.
Yes, and it's easier to correct a mistake when you've only gone 6 inches too far than 6 feet too far.
And if you ever have doubt or concern, stop.
Yes, take a minute, take a breath, take another lap. If you didn't get it good the first time and you don't feel good about what you're doing, drive around one more time and get your scoop again. You know, there's no shame in that. And I think you're smart if you do that, you know. Don't think, oh, people are watching me and they're gonna think I can't do this. Who cares?
Yeah, to use another football analogy, there's no shame in punting. Sometimes you just gotta punt and you'll get the ball back again. So like, you know, occasionally you might have to do that. And if you need to, move to a different campsite, which has happened once or twice.
Yep.
So that's a quick primer in our technique in backing up a travel trailer. I hope these tips help you in the pursuit of your own adventures. Don't be intimidated too much by the task. You can figure it out. It just takes a little bit of practice and a little bit of experience to be really comfortable doing it.
You can do it. We believe in you.
You can do it. We are Sean and Christy Michael of Long Long Honeymoon, wishing you a hearty lo ho. See you out there on the road. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you disliked it, give it a thumbs down. Feel free to leave a comment. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. Here with another episode of the Loloho Show. Sorry. Let's start over, okay?
And take two.